welcome to Getting Your Money's Worth, the show that focuses on value. I'm Judith West, and our guest is Dr. Maria Rodriguez, professor at City University, New York, and part of the SEEK department, SEEK, S-E-E-K, at Hunter College. But you are a professor at City University, right?
In the City University, yes.
Okay. Hello, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so it's going to sound a little routine, but let's just get it out of the way and give us some background. What is the SEEK department? S-E-E-K.
Yes. Well, SEEK stands for Search for Education, Elevation, and Knowledge.
Search for Education, Elevation, and Knowledge. What does the elevation mean?
Meaning that they want to better themselves.
You want to rise above the fray, do better for yourself.
Rise to bigger and better things.
Okay, fine. So what kind of student is in SEEK?
Well, SEEK was developed about 45 years ago in the university.
How many years?
About 45 years ago.
45. Oh, really?
It has a long history, somewhat long history in the university.
Okay.
And essentially, it was a program developed to provide access to the university for students who would not normally have that access. And to qualify for SEEK, you have to not be admissible through the regular college admissions process.
Okay, so is it a financial thing?
It includes additional financial aid, includes counseling, tutoring.
Right. And so is it someone who may have the ability but be doing subpar work?
Usually we try to, or I should say the college tries to admit students that are just below the minimum standards for admission to Hunter. Okay. So students have to be within range that they can at least be successful, that they are able to take on the college
They
level
may
work.
be safe below, but they have the ability to step up.
With the supports. Through the department.
Yeah. In these troubled times, you must be deluged with applications.
I think the City University as a whole is really deluged with a lot of applications.
Right.
They are probably turning away some students, especially at the community college level. And Hunter has limits in terms of how many students it can accept because of the space.
Yeah. I did my student teaching, and I finished my degree. Came from that way from New York. I finished my degree at Hunter College, and I thought I got a wonderful education. I went on getting a master's and doctorate, but I also did my student teaching at Hunter College High School.
Fabulous.
And I have to say I got a very, very good internship. But after all, City University has enjoyed a very, very stellar group of students. Many of our top judicial judges, top lawyers, legislators came from City University.
They have.
Yeah. But the world has turned. It's not quite the same at City University, is it?
I think it continues to be even better.
Really?
Yes, I would say it's even better. And I'll share with you that at Hunter, and Hunter SEEK specifically, we've had some notable graduates as well. We have someone right now that is working with the administration of President Obama.
Oh, really?
And previously worked with the administration of President Clinton.
And was a SEEK student?
And what started out in SEEK at Hunter.
What makes it so special? Why is it that Hunter, which is very well respected, can do things that other schools can't do?
Well, I hope that Hunter would want to take the lead in providing access. I think at Hunter...
What does that mean, providing access?
Providing access that essentially those students who would not have normally been accepted to the university, to the college, are given an opportunity. And
well, are they coddled? I mean, what kind of an opportunity? What does that mean, opportunity?
Well, it's an opportunity to attend a four-year school because many students.
Just that in itself is an opportunity that
that's an opportunity.
It's
a very important opportunity, especially in this job climate that we're experiencing, and what is projected for the future.
Well, exactly. I mean, listen, we're hovering close to 10%. That means 1 in 10 Americans is unemployed, and sadly to say, a lot of folks that are unemployed, the skills they have, those kind of jobs just aren't coming back anymore.
No, they're not. And in fact, I was reviewing a report recently that was indicating that the United States is not producing enough college graduates right now, and that if something isn't done immediately, that I guess the possibility of losing even more jobs could become a
Well, because
reality.
things are service-oriented, technology-oriented, and frankly, assembly line workers and hamburger flippers and that kind of thing just isn't in big demand, as much demand anymore as is engineers.
Engineers are occupations that generally have very low unemployment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So many of them are sought after.
Because
of their skills.
Because of their skills, exactly.
Yes.
You know,
right.
some of the hot skills aren't so popular anymore. I saw too where with the aging population, we are going to have a shortage of doctors in this country. You know, things that clearly require a higher level of education.
And I just want to share this with you because I think now that you're bringing that up, more and more of the new jobs that are projected to be created in the next 4 to 7 years are going to require higher level education. So students that are able to complete their associate's degree, complete their bachelor's degree, and go on even to graduate school are going to have the better opportunities to get those jobs.
Yeah. And then the other thing, too, with their school, Hunter and City University, I mean, the name of this show is Getting Your Money's Worth. That's one of the reasons that we invited you to be on the show, because in the world where parents talk casually about $50,000 a year educations, what do you guys do it for? 10% of that?
Students, I think, per semester is about $2,500, give or take.
So I'm not so far off.
Yeah,
so if I say you do it for 10%
it's,
of that, $5,000 a year.
It's great value.
It's a great value. It's
yes.
It's great value for the money.
Yeah, and right? I believe that Hunter has been recognized for providing
value.
One of the best value colleges in this area.
But let's go back a little bit. You're a counselor, you're a professor, you're a hand holder, a tear wiper, whatever you have to be, correct? But your own background lay the groundwork for some of this kind of work. Give us a step back into your own background.
Well, I wasn't planning to go to college. You know, I loved school. When I was in elementary school, I loved school, and I excelled. But my family, my parents were factory workers. They did not have the means to support me to go to college. To a high school that would provide the kind of education that would be for college-bound students. Wow. And so I was lucky to have a wonderful 8th grade teacher.
Yeah, and she.
This was actually a nun, one of the Sisters of St. Joseph, that took an interest in helping me out.
And she got you into a different kind of track.
She helped me to get into a Catholic high school. And once I got there, I thought I was going to be in a college-bound track, but unfortunately, something happened that I didn't get placed in the college-bound track. And so I did approach the guidance counselor at that time to support me in making the change from a secretarial science track to a college-bound track, and she did. Wow. And that was really a very important moment in my life.
You know, speaking of that was what's called an aha moment.
It was luck combined, I guess, with having been a good student.
And also having found a caring teacher.
Yes.
Everybody, no matter who you speak to, there's what's called a VIP, or a very important person in somebody's life. And it has been traditionally a teacher. You ask anybody, what do you remember most about college, about school? Nobody says, "Oh, I remember the computer lab. I remember the chemistry lab. I remember this." Inevitably, everybody will name a teacher that you remember, and it's kind of sad that we have so much controversy now with teachers and students and educators.
Right.
When history has always shown that a teacher has been a very important person in somebody's life.
Yes, and I want to share with you, too, I'm currently involved in a project that is using instructional technology with my coursework and my counseling. And what I've done is put something online. It's currently in demo stage.
Is that this SRL Learning or something?
No, that's...
That's something different. Okay.
No, it's something different.
Okay, so you
essentially, I'm engaged right now in finalizing a tutorial project, educational and career planning tutorial project for Sikh students that combines information about their education at Hunter and beyond, and brings in video interviews of Hunter Sikh alumni where they talk about what was meaningful for them during the undergraduate experience at Hunter and how Sikh helped. And the point that you're raising about teachers, the importance of somebody being there, that's the kind of response that I often got from the students, that the support from the department was really important, that without that support, they would not have been where they are right now.
Yeah, I too, as I say, you know, I came from Dallas, Texas. I finished at Hunter. And I have to say, I have very good memories of, you know, in my social group and friends that talk about, oh, this school, that school, that school. And I pipe up and say, well, I graduated from Hunter College, you know. But I've gone on to have an extraordinarily successful career. And I was a very good teacher, and I feel like I got a very good undergraduate degree at Hunter College.
And what did you teach, Judith?
Oh, I taught, well, you know, I taught economics and math.
Okay.
At a very difficult level at junior high school. I don't do that anymore. But I remember something from Hunter College, and I quote it all the time. My professor that was my mentor during my internship said to me, the best desk is the kitchen table. And I cannot tell you, Maria, how many times I think of her and I quote this, the best desk is the kitchen table. And everybody, when they hear it, says, oh, it's so brilliant, it's so brilliant. And it stuck in my mind many, many moons ago.
Yeah, and that's part of the lifestyle of a student, that you're going to be doing a lot of work at the kitchen table, eating and studying, because it's going to demand a lot of your time.
And some parental influence.
Yes.
And some parental influence. Tell me something. You counsel these Sikh students, and after all, they are graduating into very tough times. What is the tip that you find most often to give students that drive to leave you and go out in the world?
I'd like to say a couple of things.
Okay.
One is that if they graduate with a degree, they're ahead of the game.
They're way ahead of the game.
They have to stay and graduate.
They have to get the degree.
They have to get the degree.
That's the ticket.
Yes. And it's good when they're planning for the future not to only think of one occupation, to think of a cluster of occupations and how they can use their skills in a number of occupations. Because if you don't find exactly what you're looking for, you have to be able to look at plan B and C and see where you can also put your skills to good use.
In these kinds of times, there is a big crossover, and that's an important tip. Okay,
Right. And
degree and flexible.
Look at clusters.
Clusters, okay.
Occupational clusters. And I would say, keep going. Don't stop.
Don't stop, right.
You have to go to graduate school. I think more and more that's going to be important.
How many times do you read about somebody who suddenly won a book award or won a Peace Prize, and over and over again, I was rejected 75 times, but I just kept on going.
Absolutely.
People said no to me 4 times before I finally got employed. And that old perseverance just keeps everybody in the game.
And the students that the alumni that most of them, when I asked them, what tips would you give to new students and continuing students with regards to your education at Hunter? They said, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Persevere.
Okay, well,
that was very important.
Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. It's not give up, but it's just goodbye. Thank you so much for coming on and being on Getting Your Money's Worth. You represent a college that truly gives students a very good education, and they get their money's worth.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm Judith West. You're watching Getting Your Money's Worth. We've been privileged to have Dr. Maria Rodriguez, professor and participant in the Sikh program, as our guest. Thank you for watching.